G'day guys, welcome to the channel. So what I want to talk to you about today is an electric gremlin that I've been dealing with on my XJ Jeep. It's a 96 XJ Jeep. This one's fitted with the 4-litre 6-cylinder, as you know. So what's been happening recently is when I turn the key, I get the fuel pump starts priming, but it doesn't stop priming. Now, what happens there is that if it doesn't stop priming, the check engine light doesn't come on momentarily. So when you actually turn the key to start, it doesn't start. And what's been happening is the ASD relay that you see here is buzzing. And that was also buzzing at the same time as a flickering engine check light. So it was a bit of an odd one. But recently I noticed that I wasn't getting a lot of voltage through the vehicle on certain accessories, and obviously it was sort of sluggish to actually start. There's the old battery that came with the vehicle, and I have charged that quite a lot of times up to peak, but for some reason she just doesn't hold any charge. And I started thinking, hang on, yeah, probably the gremlins I'm getting was due to the voltage that was actually being charged to the fuel pump, because it just wasn't priming correctly. It wasn't sending correct fuel pressure to the fuel rail, which is over here. I did a check and I'm getting really good fuel pressure. So yeah, it was just a bit of an odd one. So every time I did turn that key, yeah, flickering check light along with a buzzing sound on the ASD relay. But yesterday I bought a brand new battery. This one, I'm not too sure what the cold cranking was. It's about 540, I believe. This one here is, I think it is 550. Yes, you can just see it there. It's cold cranking 550. So after putting this one in and going through the cycle, it did the same thing. So turning the key, the engine check light would come on, but then it would flicker along with the buzzing sound, like a ticking sound in the ASD. I thought it was actually the fuel pump relay, but no, it was the ASD relay doing it. The ASD relay is, since I've since found out, it does control a lot of other electrical systems like the fuel injectors and such, the coil. So everything works in unison to get the vehicle started, obviously via the computer, the PMC control over there. But just this morning, so I had the same issue, put the key in, but it didn't flicker as much as, like, it flickered on the first on position with the key. Then I turned it off again, turned it on, hear the petrol pump priming, then it stopped, then she fired up. And I've been doing this throughout the day, and now, for some reason, I believe it's the new battery that's done this. And obviously, I don't know if you can see this, it's pretty dark, but you turn the key, so that's to the on position right there, and then obviously there she goes. So you can see the engine check light, and there she's off. So she's ready to kick over. I'm not going to kick it over. The car's sitting in the garage. But every time I turned the key to the on position, that engine check light was flickering like hell, and the ASD relay was buzzing like hell. And the vehicle just wouldn't start because obviously it was still trying to go through the priming process. The priming, the fuel pump just kept priming. So, but now, yeah, she's now back to where it was in the sense of, correct starting procedure. Put the key in, turn it to the on position. You can hear the petrol pump priming the fuel rail, which is just there. And obviously under there is the fuel injectors and so on. And once the fuel pump is primed for about 3 or 4 seconds. That engine check light goes off, and then you turn the key and she fires up. So I believe, obviously putting a new battery in has rectified the voltage issue that I was having on startup. I don't know if it is the case. I did swap some of these relays over, and there was no difference because this is the fuel pump. This one here is actually a spare. It's this one here. Yeah, so this one's a spare, and that just sits in there. That's a spare one, and I've got another spare one here which just sits in there. So they're the spare relays. So I've got a few relays to play with, and upon changing them and throwing them around in different configurations, it was still doing that weird startup where the engine check light was just flickering away, and this thing was buzzing away, but the vehicle wouldn't start. But I put this battery in. It did the same thing again. But for some reason now, I don't know. It's actually doing the correct procedure. So I'm just going to watch to see how this episode goes. So hopefully, putting in a nice brand new battery is now giving the vehicle the correct voltage. Obviously, giving the PMC, the computer which sits over here, the correct voltage to obviously work in unison with all the electrical relays and start the car up. I'm getting no codes. I did the code situation, threw the codes out. The only code I got, I can't remember if it was 12 or something like that, which was disconnected battery. That's it. So there's no codes in the vehicle. The vehicle idles and runs absolutely perfect. There's no much stutter or anything. So so everything seems to be running okay. I actually thought, my God, I've got a problem with the ASD or the connectors or something down the pins down here, or maybe a faulty computer. But no, definitely not. It seems to be settling down now with the brand new battery. But I just wanted to make a quick video just to show you that. So it is a known issue. No start, it just cranks over. So obviously if the ASD system is not working correctly, it will not fire up send the signals to the fuel injectors and coil, etc. So something to look at. But I mean, there is a lot of issues on the internet regarding XJ Jeeps and long cranks, no start. As you can see, I've put a really heavy duty earth here. There's the original earth. You can see it there, which runs to the battery. But I did this because I went right through the whole car and cleaned up all the earths. There's another main one that sits down there under the dipstick. I didn't bother about doing that one. I just took it off and cleaned it. I took off the ones that actually the grounds for the computer, and any other ground I found, I took it off and cleaned them up, even the ones inside the vehicle. So it seems to have settled down now. It seems to that when I put the key in and crank it, it primes for about 5 seconds. Though I still believe the fuel pump needs to be replaced because it just doesn't hold. It just doesn't hold the fuel pressure. It tends to drain back down here, back into the petrol tank. I do have a valve, a check valve that is just on the pipe that comes out of the petrol tank. But these guys have a check valve that is built into the actual fuel pump itself. That's inside the tank. So I'm going to order a brand new fuel pump just to be on the safe side. And This guy here, you can see the injectors. It's had recent injectors put into it by the previous owner. I thought maybe it's got leaking injectors. I'm just going to watch it just in case, you know, the fuel pressure. There's the little valve there where you can check the fuel pressure. Yeah, but anyway, so I'll put a new fuel pump into it, which I'll order, and then I'll just, you know, just see how the so-called long crank before startup occurs. But at the moment, all I do is I just prime it, you know, turn the key on and off about 4 or 5 times, and she fires up. And then once it's fired, it just idles beautifully. So interesting. I mean, if it's idling really nicely, the fuel pump should be working correctly. But obviously, the regulator, the little check valve that's on the pump is not working correctly. Hence, it's draining back the fuel via the, you know, there's a fuel rail draining that back the fuel into the tank. But I just hope, yeah, I've killed, you know, knocked off that issue with the starting procedure regarding the vehicle. So there you go, guys. Just another issue that you have with these Jeeps, but labour of love. I love this vehicle. This thing is in body-wise and everything now. I've got it up to pretty in excellent condition, and I'm keeping this one. This one is not going anywhere. Yeah. So thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.